Luna Snow is a great character at enabling solo ally flankers with their snowflake that give them the confidence and health to press for kills in their backline. I stole MVP from Star-Lord in this game of domination despite his exceptional performance with 15 final hits and only 2 deaths. The first thing I do before the game starts is to choose someone to put the snowflake on. I usually prioritize flankers and divers since they'll be away from my line of sight. At the beginning, my team only has a Punisher and Star-Lord, so I give it to Star-Lord because his movement is too erratic for me to heal compared to Punisher. Walking out of spawn, I finally notice we have a Black Panther, so I give him the snowflake instead of Star-Lord. Despite my team going down the middle area, I choose to take the right path because I want to heal my Penny on point without putting myself in danger. I see my Penny is critical, so I try to heal her, but she grapples up and behind cover, and since there's a health pack up there, I don't chase her to heal her. My Black Panther goes in deep and dies, so I put my snowflake on the other DPS as soon as possible. I contemplate chasing Penny to heal her, but I see Sue is already on the case, so I turn to the point to poke and then finally notice Groot is in danger, so I rush over to help him. In the process of stabilizing the team, their Black Panther engages on us to try and get a pick, but he's trying to 1v3. I panic here and use all my abilities, but my team was able to pull through and kill him. I then heal my team from behind cover since I'm too scared to show myself without full health. I let Star-Lord keep the snowflake since he saved me earlier. Now that I'm full health and know that they have Bucky and Black Panther, I show myself to deal damage. Sue did a scary pull towards us, so I back up and rotate to high ground to build ult because Strange is holding that space in front of us with a shield. Dealing damage to a shield doesn't help me build ult through damage dealt or healing done. The enemy is super staggered at this point, so we're just picking up isolated targets one by one while taking the point.
Thank you. Systems restoring. Thank you.
Now that it's safe, I take a moment to check the scoreboard, looking at my team's ult charges and the enemy's team comp. The Star-Lord says they're TPing even though I didn't hear a Strange voice line. I assume he was able to hear because he was closer to the spawn. I eventually hear the portal opening and it sounds like it's high ground, and I check behind me to make sure it's not high ground on our side of the map. I check the scoreboard real fast again to make sure their team comp is unchanged and they're primarily a close to mid-range team comp. High ground is safe for me until their DPS try to flank me, but there's so much open space on the point that they would take too long trying to go around, so I maintain my position. I failed to keep Sue alive here due to ammo mismanagement, and the belated ice arts comes out in an attempt to save her. You can see the stress from the mistake in my aim after trying to shoot their DPS. I see our Star-Lord being run down by their Star-Lord and I want to save him, but my aim fails me. When it looks like he's finally out of juice, I'm able to heal him more, but I start panicking because of the traumatic mistake earlier in letting Sue die. I use my ult as a crutch here to help me burst heal him and keep him alive. This use of an ult is a big mistake because, as you'll see soon, they're able to collapse on us relatively easily after with Black Panther's ult.
We are undefeatable. I was worried.
Tremble before fast! Your powers are mine!
I am ready to put on a show. Don't throw like a girl. Fury's almost double KO. Comeback.
Running out of spawn, I try to save Penny, but I wasn't able to see her in time. Getting to the point, Star-Lord's already halfway into his ult and no one else is on point, so all my focus is on him to keep him alive. Sue ults so I don't have to heal him anymore. I shoot the enemy instead. I'm able to kill some of Loki's clones to reduce some of his value for the upcoming teamfight.
Control seized. They look like they mean business.
I take an ambitious high ground on their side to try and oppress them from behind and above, but I hear someone coming from their side. The enemy Star-Lord does a crazy ult, so I wrap myself around cover to waste his time. I try and peek at the same time Bucky is eating all the shots to shoot him, but Groot just kills him. The rest of the enemies can't put up a fight since they come in one by one and we win the round.
You seen stars?
I give Star-Lord the snowflake again at the beginning of the pre-round so I don't forget.
But to the mission area. Got it? They say that music brings the world together. But right now, I think we need superheroes for that.
I see Black Panther give up his combo here, so I look towards their front line to do damage. I take one step too far from the middle piece cover and their Hela starts poking me, so I retreat back behind hoping to drop line of sight from the source of damage. The enemy Bucky is trying to get a snowball ult going on me, so I use my self-healing. Sue is healing me from behind, so I fight Bucky to deny his reset. The fight is cleaned up since my Bucky actually killed their Hela earlier than started ult resetting on their team. After the fight is pretty much over, we take the point and I have ult, so I get lazy with shooting. Their Loki tried to delay our capture, but he just staggers himself. Black Panther does a crazy engage on me, and when I realize it's him, I stop backing away and rotate to my team to get help. I make a mistake here not counter-ulting the moment I heard his voice line, since I thought Sue could keep me up while dodging the ult herself with her jump. We end up losing the point since our team has no healers alive.
I'm making a comeback.
Running out of spawn, I give Star-Lord my snowflake again once he's in view.
Be strong to control lost. I'm invisible? That's much better.
Black Panther does a crazy engage again, and this time he eats a lot of collateral damage before reaching the backline. I shoot my abilities to start my self-heal, and I accidentally kill him while trying to heal the people in front.
Powering up. Thanks so much. I like the cold.
We win the teamfight with Star-Lord's ult, and their Loki copies me to stall the point, so I decide to shoot his clone to deny value after his copy instead of chasing the Luna's ult. In the downtime between teamfights, I continuously check the scoreboard to check their team comp, my team's ultimate status, and who on the enemy could be walking up.
Penny Parker, go girl. Sugoi, instant restart.
Groot walls us off and does a lot of damage, but there are gaps so me and Sue can walk past and heal the team. The Groot ult comes out, and I initiate Ice Arts to keep people up since I'm too far to ult. It works out because Sue decides to counter ult. My Ice Arts had so much value here because it hits 2 enemies, Groot and Black Panther, and any of the tanks that weren't instantly healed by Sue's ult. I play out the choke here to cover my overextended team, but the moment I'm under heavy fire, I take cover so I don't die since most of their team is probably pulling up to around the corner to follow up on the heavy fire. Black Panther engages us from behind and I almost die, so I do a selfish ult to live, hoping for it to snowball for us to win the point since there's only 25% left. However, the moment I try to play aggressively with the ult and trying to help my team kill the Black Panther on us, I make a mistake holding the damage boost for too long that Black Panther kills Sue while I'm damage boosting. I swap back to heal in a panic, but too much of their team has walked up, and there's too much burst damage for me to heal back with the ult since Black Panther got a bunch of resets with his ult. My mistake costs us the teamfight and the point. Back out of spawn, I give the snowflake to Star-Lord and we're in the opposite situation of earlier. We're now pushing up around the corner and into the choke, and the enemies are kind of holding at the choke but a little closer to the point. Their Black Panther does a crazy engage in the middle of our team and I successfully freeze him so he's dead.
I was worried. I like the cold.
We get a pick on Groot and I try to keep everyone up so we can take the point, but ults start coming out. My teammates all leave my line of sight and I get distracted by Hela's ult, so I fail to notice Black Panther engaging on my Punisher.
Much better.
I see Star-Lord die to Hela ult, so I put the snowflake on Sue. Now that we're down numbers, everyone's retreating, so it's unlikely we can take the point back. I choose to kill Black Panther for personal revenge before we lose the point. I never stop shooting even as we're losing in overtime, so I can build ult for the next round. I give the snowflake to Star-Lord again.
Glow up. Area. Got it? Honestly, I didn't like snow growing up. Heinlein always tried to throw snowballs with me though.
I stay at a safe position relatively behind cover to see the situation since Luna is long range. Once my team rotates towards the point more, I get closer since I can't see them. I didn't do anything in this initial fight besides watch Punisher die and keep Sue and Bucky alive. Even though I didn't do anything, it was important that I didn't die so I could keep doing damage in Sue's ult to build my own ult. I press forward with my team to finish off the enemy, but Black Panther comes in for a big dive combo on our team.
Ready to
I do another selfish ult to survive, but it just so happened to keep my Star-Lord alive too since he was low. Black Panther decides to ult, and I learned from my mistake earlier to pay more attention this time to how long I was holding the damage boost. After we take the point, I wanted to stand high ground in the middle, but the enemy started coming through the door on the left there, so I decided to hang back on the point behind cover since they have Hela and Bucky, and so I could also watch for Black Panther's flanks. I'm able to spot Black Panther early in this fight and poke him out and ping him. Their Mantis ult, so we're fighting at full force, so I use my Ice Arts to keep everyone up during Black Panther's dive combo and to survive their entire team running us down. I made a mistake here wasting Ice Ball because I didn't track enemy resources, so Agamotto comes out on our Winter Soldier. We get wiped since we didn't have any way to counter neither Agamotto nor the Agan spam since we used most of our resources to take the point first. After respawning, I put the snowflake on our Star-Lord again. I take high ground to see the situation and I see some Loki clones, so I shoot them, but it turned out to be the real Loki. Stairs here were really nice since I could see a lot and could help all around me. I poked and pinged Hela, who was walking out of cover, and I could heal Star-Lord trying to leave to flank, and I could turn to help Sue. I keep the position until my team makes a play and gets a kill since Hela died, and I walk up to play more aggressively. I tunnel vision on poking their Bucky and make a mistake not reacting in time to my Bucky taking damage so he dies. Playing cover here was good since I ducked behind it when I took too much damage and I got healed by my team. Chaotic ults come out, so I start backing up while healing my team and helping them back up. Everyone is stabilized since I kept healing and Sue ults, so we push with it, and Bucky ults too. While in the ult, there's no one to shoot, so I take some time to rotate to a higher position to see more. Bucky ults Loki clones, so I help him get a reset by killing them since there's no one else to shoot. Not sure who I'm hearing, maybe an invisible Loki somewhere, so I try to get my team to get them, but no one can find him. I wanted to get on the small high ground there to see more, but I fail my jump. Instead, I'm able to see them start walking up to the doorway and see my Bucky took damage, so I go help him. He gets super engaged on, and I ult to keep him up since I'm also in a bad position. I use damage buff here more aggressively since I want my team to kill Strange, but they killed Bucky who was behind him. My ult is starting to end before we could kill Strange, so I escaped to underground since Hela's ult was happening on point. Black Panther chases me, but I outskate him and freeze him as he's coming out through the doorway, and Sue helps heal me and finish him off.
I don't have thank you. Here is almost yours.
I hear the portal being initiated, but I don't know where it's coming from, so I stick with my team mostly, but once I see the animation for it was coming towards point, I fail to get on high ground. And to make matters worse, I get distracted by Black Panther, so I didn't notice Strange walking up with ult, and me and Adam died to Agamotto. We end up losing the fight and the point. The snowflake goes on Star-Lord again.
Thanks so much.
We walk up to try and get the point again, but we have no ultimates. Things are looking grim with 20% left, but maybe our Bucky can get ult in time to snowball. I did nothing this small skirmish with their Bucky except heal Adam, which helped heal Star-Lord on their flank. He was able to get a kill off the extra healing chasing Mantis. I cement my MVP by landing a lucky freeze on Black Panther mid-combo and kill him. They do a desperate overtime support ult, but we're up in numbers, so I just have to keep everyone alive while they kill them. I further cement my MVP with a freeze on their Loki copied Sue that exits invisibility right beside me. We win the point and the game since they're down in numbers. Now that the game's over, let's review a little how I stole MVP from the rest of my team. I would say Star-Lord overperformed in our lobby given his low deaths and high final kills with relatively low damage. I have 62 kill participation of the 68 deaths on their team, but how is this possible? It was from the snowflake on our Star-Lord. He had a bunch of final kills on the flank, and I was able to assist for most if not all of them. Reviewing the footage, there were multiple cases where he got a kill away from my line of sight, but I was healing him since I was healing someone else on the team. Any elims he participated in, I probably got an assist from that as well. I likely increased his survivability because of my snowflake on him, which just added to his exceptional performance that game. Did that enable him? Maybe, but I believe it let him chase longer and harder, and since he was getting heals, he wasn't forced to retreat and get a health pack, letting him push their backline multiple times.